Hey guys, welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome. I'm so happy that you decided to click on this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, I hope you'll consider subscribing. I do a lot of dupes and drugstore related content as well, so you're not going to want to miss that. So anyway, today's video, we're going to be talking about my favorite 20 products under $20 at Sephora. So as we all know, Sephora can get pretty expensive, but there are definitely some gems that are under 20 bucks, including eyeshadow palettes. I have a lot of blushes to talk about, lip products, complexion products. This video is inspired actually by a video I saw a couple of weeks ago from Jenna Fraze, and in her video all the products were under $25. I decided to push it a little bit further and go under 20 and see what I could find. So I did come up with a bunch of things. I really didn't realize how many of my favorites actually are under $20. So let's go ahead and jump right in, and we will start with cheek products. So at number 1, we have the Tower 28 Beach Please Cream Blushes. So these are some of my favorite products. They actually are a dual purpose cheek and lip product, and I'm wearing the shade Power Hour on my cheeks today. It looks really dark in the pan, but it actually sheers out very nicely. And these are just one of my favorite cream formulas. They have a slightly tacky feel at first, but as soon as they touch your skin, they go right from a cream to a powder. And I think that they're nicely pigmented, so you only need a tiny, tiny little bit. You can build them up as you need to, but they also have incredible staying power, and they come in so many beautiful shades. I love how you can use them on your lips as well. They aren't drying either, which kind of surprised me because a lot of these 2-in-1 products are either too dry for your lips, but they work on your cheeks, or they're like too sticky for your cheeks, but they work on your lips. These are like the perfect in-between. I think they work really well for both, so I love these guys. And then at number 2, we have the Sephora Matte Perfection Blush Duo, and this was something I just kind of bought on a whim. I just put it into my cart. Really, I haven't tried that much from Sephora collection, so I wasn't sure how I was going to like it, but I ended up falling in love with this formula. It's super velvety and really soft, and it reminds me a lot of the Balm's In-Stain blushes that last the entire day. It's so long lasting, and it's also really pigmented. It comes in 6 different shades. The one that I have is Sweet Pea, and you can use each color on its own or blend them together. Here with the swatches, you're looking at, on the left side, I just swatched each color separately, and then all the way to the right is the colors all mixed together, and I think it's beautiful. I would definitely go out and pick up some more of these. And then at number 3, we have the Tarte Sea Breezy Mini Cream Blush. So I tried not to put too many minis in this video. There are a couple, but I tried to stick to full-size products as much as I could. But given that it is summer and it's travel season, a lot of people are going away this year after not being able to. I think this is a really good option to have in your collection just to take on trips and things like that. So I actually have the full-size version as well, and I love it so much. It's creamy, but yet it dries to a powdery finish right away, and it lasts the entire day on me, but it's so big that I doubt I'm actually ever going to be able to finish this before it dries up. The mini is exactly half the size at 2.5 grams. The full size is 5 grams, and it's close to half the price at $14. The full size is $27, so it's almost exactly double the price. And it's really not a bad deal, especially if you don't think you're going to use up the full size, or if you're looking for something, like I said, smaller to travel with. Unfortunately, the mini only comes in this one shade, but it's a really gorgeous rosy pink with a matte finish. I personally love it. I will definitely be taking it on travel with me. And then at number 4, we have the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush. So I've talked about this one many, many times on my channel already, and I just love it. It's such a gorgeous, happy coral color with a golden sheen to it, and it just really makes your cheekbones pop and look like you're wearing highlighter even if you're not. And even though this is a smaller mini size, again, I've had mine for about 2 years now, and I haven't really made much of a dent in it since it's nicely pigmented and you really only need a tiny little bit. So I think this one even though it's a mini size, you're not gonna go through it very quickly at all. So it kind of doesn't make sense to buy a bigger one. And actually, I don't even think it comes in a bigger one. I wanna say the bigger version was like part of a palette, but to get it in a single, I think it's just the mini one anyway. So next up, we have the new Sephora collection Flushed Blushes. These are $10 each, and these little tubes are a recent find, and I'm loving them so much. They have a little bit of a strange texture, and they come out of the tube just a little bit dry and sort of clumpy, but don't let that deter you, because as soon as you blend them out, they take on an almost primer-like texture that's super smoothing, and it really makes the skin on my cheeks look airbrushed, like I applied primer, which is great if you have a little bit of texture going on. They also don't have any shimmer or glitter in the formula either, so I think my one complaint about these is just that they only come in 3 shades. I wish they would make more of these, but I'm kind of thinking they won't, just because I think cream blushes are a bit of a big trend right now, and I feel like they're probably just kind of riding that out and will discontinue them at some point, but I think these are great. Next at number 6, yes, we are still on blushes. We have the LYS Cream Blush. I recently decided to try this blush after hearing a lot of people on YouTube raving about them, and I think they're an amazing price point at $16, especially because you're getting 6.5 grams in here, which is even bigger than the full size of the Tarte one. So I think it's just gonna last you a really long time, and I think the formula is quite similar. The Tarte one is $27 versus $16, so I think you're getting a lot for your money here, and they're just super pigmented. They also dry down to a powdery finish without disturbing your foundation underneath, and I only have this one shade at the moment, but I will definitely consider going back and getting more. The only thing is I have so many cream blushes, I probably shouldn't. Next up at number 7, yes, we are still in the cheek category. I have the Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow Duo. This is something that I mentioned really recently in an underrated products video, and it's something that I've had for quite a few years now, and I've really gotten quite a bit of use out of it. I use the matte bronze shade as an all-over bronzer. I also use it as a blush, which I think it's actually intended to be according to the description. It just has that perfect reddish kind of pinkish undertone like I naturally tan in the sun, so it's just really flattering on me. And I've also used this duo as an eyeshadow. I've taken the matte shade and used it on my crease, and then the golden shade and put it all over my lid. So one time when I was on vacation, I actually just used that tiny little duo and did my whole face. I did bronzer, I did blush, I did my eyes with it, and it was just a really pretty bronzy kind of cohesive look. So I really, really enjoy this one. I think it is super worth the money, and it's really small and travel friendly as well. And then the last product in the cheek category at number 8 is the LYS bronzer. So this is another great bronzer. It's called the No Limits Matte Bronzer, and I have mine in the lightest shade, and I just love the cooler undertone that this has. It's not orangey in the slightest bit. It also has a gorgeous silky texture that just blends so seamlessly on your skin without getting muddy or streaky, and it comes in a really nice range of different shades to suit all skin tones. So this is another really great bronzer option under $20 as well. Okay, moving on to eyeshadow palettes. At number 9, we have the Tarte Power Bar. So this one is fairly new. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I've mentioned it in a couple of videos now recently, and I think this is such a nice travel-friendly palette. You have your basic matte shades in here, plus a few different shimmer shades to kind of switch up your look. You can go from a soft and rosy look to a deeper smoky bronzy eye, and I just love the versatility in such a small palette. I think if you're going to take this with you on a trip or something, that you can get quite a few different looks out of it depending on what you're going for. Plus the formula is really nice too. I think it's nicely pigmented, yet also easy to blend and easy to work with. And then at number 10, we have these Violet Voss bite-sized palettes. These are so cute. They come in a bunch of different colors. They have some really bright options. I have 2 that are a little bit more on the neutral side. And I think these are just a great way to try Violet Voss eyeshadows without committing to a full-size palette. Not to mention that, again, these are just great travel-friendly options. You still get 10 shades to play with though, so it's not like a mini palette where you only get a couple options. You have a really, like, basically a full palette. You just have a really nice color selection. And the first one that I have is Creme Brulee, which is more of a warm, neutral kind of color story. It has 6 gorgeous foiled shimmer shades and 4 mattes. So it's a little bit more heavy on the shimmers, but I happen to like that because I feel like the shimmer shades kind of make your look. You know, that's what you see the most, so you can really switch it up. And I also have Windflower, which is limited edition, but it's still available at the time that I'm making this video. It has more of a rosy tone color story with some warm golds, bronzes, and browns mixed in. I just love how smooth the shimmers are in these palettes, and the matte shades are incredibly easy to blend as well. I'm actually wearing Windflower in the video today. I can just quickly show you the shades that I used. So I used this brown in my crease, and then I used this deeper tone that's very similar to my shirt actually for the outer corner, and then I put this pink shimmer on my lid. And I love this look. I was really reminded again of how much I love these palettes. Just they're so easy to work with, so I think I'll definitely bring these on upcoming trips with me. I was thinking I was going to pack my Natasha Denona 5 pans, but now that I remember that I have these, they just have so much more variety in them. I think they're definitely a better option. All right, so next up at number 11, we have mascara. And I'm not going to talk about any one in particular, but just in general, you can find really great mini mascaras at Sephora for between like $13 and $15, which is getting closer to drugstore prices for a high-end formula. And really, it makes so much more sense to just buy the smaller tubes anyway, because I don't think I have ever gone through or used up an entire full-size tube of mascara in like the 3 to 4 months that they tell you you have before it expires. And really, I don't follow expiration dates super closely on things like eyeshadow or blush, but when it comes to mascara, something that I'm putting near my eyes and something that is a liquid that could grow bacteria a lot quicker than a powder, I definitely do try to stick by that rule and get rid of my mascaras, if not at 3 months, definitely by like 4.5. I don't try to push it too much more than that. And I've just never used up a full-size mascara tube in that time. So I think these minis are just perfect. I think you get just the right amount. You're not spending like double the price of them. And these are just a couple of my favorites. We have the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, the It Cosmetics Superhero, and then the Hourglass Unlocked extensions. I think all three of these are fantastic. So definitely recommend them if you haven't tried them out yet. All right, so next up in the complexion category, I have 2 different products to share. The first one is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. This comes in right at $20, and it really surprised me. I have never tried any other foundations from Sephora collection, but this one is so nice. It's really hydrating on my dry skin, and it has a very skin-like finish with, I would say, like a light to medium coverage that just evens out your skin tone, and it looks so good in real life, even up close and in natural lighting. It's just hard to tell that you're wearing foundation, so I really like the finish of this a lot, and it also just has an amazing shade range. So this is definitely one to check out if you like lighter coverage foundations and that really skin-like finish. And then at number 13, I think it's my last mini size product. I think the rest are all full sizes. This is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer Mini. It's $13, and if you've ever wanted to try the famous Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer that everybody raves about, but you don't want to pay $30 for a concealer, I think this is a great option to test out for a lot less money. And I love, again, taking this with me on travel. It takes up less space, and all 30 shades are actually available in the mini size. So some brands only give you a couple of, like a handful of shades. This one, it's every single shade. So I think that's amazing. I love this formula too because it has nice medium coverage, but it looks completely undetectable on the skin. It doesn't settle into my fine lines, and it just looks so smooth. This one is definitely a winner for me. So moving on to the lip category, number 14 is the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly. So these are so beautiful. I fell in love with these after a year of hardly ever wearing lip products at all, but I had heard so many people rave about them. I got one, and they are so smooth on your lips. They're not sticky in the slightest bit, and they have a super lightweight yet slippery kind of texture that just feels so good on your lips. They also have a lot of really hydrating oils within the formula, so my lips tend to feel moisturized a good portion of the day, even after the gloss already wears off. So really love these a lot. Next up at number 15, we have the Sephora Melting Lip Clicks, and this is actually the lip product that I'm wearing in the video today. These were $14. I believe they're on sale for $5. I'm hoping that they're not being discontinued, but they've been on sale for a while, so who knows. But these are so underrated. They actually remind me a lot of the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. They have basically the same packaging and the same feel to the formula. I just love how melty and soft these are. It's like a tinted lip balm and a lip oil had a baby. They're really, really amazing and super hydrating on your lips and just give you a really nice wash of color, but they're actually not quite as sheer as you think they are. I have one shade, but I would definitely go back and get a couple more, especially at this price. They're really amazing. Also from Sephora collection, we have the Lip Stories. These are $9 each, so again, priced pretty much like a drugstore lipstick, and these are so underrated. I remember a lot of people talking about them when they first launched, but I never hear anybody talk about these anymore, and they have such a smooth, moisturizing feel on your lips, and they come in a huge range of shades as well. They're really nicely pigmented in one swipe, yet they feel very lightweight. You hardly feel like you're wearing anything. Granted, they aren't the most long-lasting lipsticks in the world, but I think it's just because they have this really soft, buttery texture, and honestly, my dry lips love it, so I don't really care. I will reapply it if I have to. And then at number 17, we have the Fenty Gloss Balm, and this is a classic. It's been around for a while now, and people just love these, and I think this is another lip gloss that isn't sticky, and it feels so smooth, and again, just really hydrating and nourishing on your lips. This one's a little bit thicker than the Tower 28 glosses that I mentioned earlier, and this particular shade that I have, Fenty Glow, has a little bit of shimmer in the formula. I think a few of them do, so it makes your lips just look a little bit plumper, and the super shiny formula just kind of smooths out my lip lines and makes them look less noticeable. Plus the packaging, I feel like, just looks really luxurious and high-end, so I really love these. And then at number 18, we have the Huda Beauty Lip Contour Lip Liners. And these are some of the creamiest lip liners in my collection. I can easily use these as lipsticks all over, and they don't feel dry, which is amazing. They're also an automatic pencil, so you don't have to sharpen them all the time, and they're waterproof as well, so it makes them super long lasting. I usually top these with a lip balm just to give a little bit of shine, but you can also just leave them alone as is for more of a matte finish. And then the last two products I just put into an other category. So the first one is the Sephora makeup tape. This is $8, and before I found this tape, I was just using regular old Scotch tape to frame out winged liner or to create a lifted eyeshadow look, but it was so sticky and it pulled at my skin when I tried to take it off. So I love how this tape is just sticky enough, plus it's not as wide as the Scotch tape, so I think it really does the job well. Plus it's medical grade, hypoallergenic, and made of a breathable material, unlike regular tape. So I've just had so much better luck with this, and I think it's kind of one of those products that isn't super necessary, but now that I have it, I really enjoy it. And then last but not least, at number 20, we have the Huda Beauty Balm Brows Brow Pencil, and this is something I've already gone through 2 of them. I'm on my 3rd one, and that's pretty rare for me to continue just using the same brow product. I usually kind of skip around and try different things, but this has just been my holy grail since it came out. I love how super tiny it is compared to other slim brow pencils. Here you're looking at it next to the e.l.f. Ultra Slim Brow Pencil, and it is even skinnier than that one. And I just think this makes super realistic hair-like strokes. And I've heard some complaints that it breaks easily because it's so thin, but I haven't had that experience even on my 3rd one. I just make sure that I don't twist it up too far. I keep it just barely twisted up, and also just not to press too hard when I'm using it, and it's been okay for me. So I just think these are great, and they also come in a really nice range of shades as well. So anyway, guys, those are my favorite 20 under 20 at Sephora. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, I'd love to hear what your more affordable picks are at Sephora down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, as always, and watching this video. I appreciate it so much. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.